Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. I know today's Tuesday and it's usually tool night, but tonight I wanted to take advantage of sitting down. I have not been able to do anything whatsoever on the truck. Pretty much after last week's video of the first fire and getting all the valve train pulled off, doing a hot retorque, figuring out the engine's broke already. I haven't been able to do anything. It's not broke because of something. One of the parts is broke because of my neglect, and it was something easy. It was just a push rod. When I was putting in the push rods, the number 6 push rod, it's so extremely difficult to get those put in, and I was trying to cock the engine, and when it did that, the push rod got cocked in between the cowl and the cylinder head itself, and it put some pretty good strain on that to be able to actually bend it. So I had to reach out to Hamilton Cams. They sent me out a couple new push rods, one to replace the bent one and then one to have one spare, just in case I would need it. So I actually have number 6 put together with a couple of other push rods, and I come out to number 3 or number 4. I can't remember which one now because it's been a while. And that cylinder is apart, so that way I can just go ahead and drop them right in and be done with it. So what I was doing is I put a jack underneath the front of the engine since the transmission's out, and I'll be able to tilt that engine so I can slide that push rod in. Well, it just wasn't enough, so I had the harebrained idea. I would go down and let just a little bit of tension off of it. As the jack come down, the push rod would fall right in. Well, it did that. What I didn't realize, it bound before it did that. So it bound up against where it goes through the head down into the engine, and it actually put a pretty good bend on it. When we first fired up the truck, I could hear something was off, but I couldn't pinpoint what it was. Now I know what it was. It was the number 6 exhaust. Wasn't opening up all the way to allow all the gases out. So now that we have that taken care of, we can move on. Before we can move on, I got to take care of myself. I've got a little bit of a back issue going on. I've always went to the chiropractor and just got cracked and been done, and I was good. Just, come as needed. This time I've been dealing for probably about a week and a half now, shortly after the first fire, maybe a day or so, and I've got a bulging disc between L4 L5, and it's putting quite a bit of pressure on my sciatic nerve. So to get out here and do some work, let alone walk, is been pretty extremely difficult, and I really don't want to put any added pressure on that to where I have to have surgery or anything like that. The discs, they heal in time, but it takes time. And the more you do, the more you aggravate it, the more it stays inflamed, the longer it's going to take to heal. So the less I do right now is better off for me. So being though it is tool night, I will show you, I got a couple of coupons here that I've been welding on. I've been playing with the my prime weld TIG 225. It's actually getting better. I have not TIG welded since high school, and that was like a strike to start or something like that. And yeah, it's quite a different animal as far as welding purposes. So I actually did an edge weld along there, edge weld or two-piece edge weld, the fillet welds. I still need a lot of work on the fillet welds in here. As far as stacking dimes, I ain't stacking dimes. I'm like blowing crap, really. I've got some pretty good runs right through here. I've got a couple of good runs, but you can tell that I'm struggling with some pedal control too, because if I turn it up too high, all it does is melt through. So same way on both of them. Tried to do an edge weld, or right there, you can tell it was way too hot right there. All it did was melt into the piece of aluminum. If you guys are in the market for a TIG welder, I will give it 100% thumbs up as of right now. Ease of use as far as a first-time welder, absolutely positively perfect. If you guys want to get some coupons and stuff like that to practice welding, this place is called Weld Metals Online. They cut and clean these coupons right here in steel and carbon steel, aluminum, and stainless steel. They also have tubing, and then they also have puzzle kits that you can get and weld together. They have starter kits to where you get like 2 different size coupons of carbon steel and 2 different size coupons of aluminum. You get a tungsten, and then you get a little variety bag of filler rod right there. So if you guys are in the market and you want some practice, 40 bucks for 4 packages of coupons, this filler wire, and a tungsten. To me, that's makes it pretty nice. So you don't have to go and buy a bunch of steel and cut it up, bring it home, clean it. It's already cleaned, cut, and ready to weld on as soon as it comes to your door. I do have a stainless kit coming too. It's just not here yet, and that's part of the reason why I'm not doing a tool video. I do have another video back there waiting, and I'm going to bring back the prime weld and let you guys know how it's going and if I still would endorse the machine to anybody to buy it. I mean, as of right now, oh hell yes, that is a very, very nice machine. It does come with a nice, like I told you before, CK Worldwide torch on it, air cooled. People were giving me some crap because I was getting an air cooled torch. This is at work, mind you. I'm just a small hobbyist. I don't need a water cooled torch. You're gonna weld with it maybe a few minutes and then shut it off and reposition or do something else. For that aspect, this isn't a big shop. This isn't big production. Don't need a water cooled. So I do have a couple of steel coupons here too. The steel is, I would say the steel is just a little bit easier to TIG than the aluminum is for me to get the hang of it first. So got that backside right there, got a little bit hot. You can see on the heat signature how it goes narrow and then widens back up right there. And that's just me trying to figure out pedal control and the amperage that I have dialed in. Same thing there, just a little bit thicker coupon. Did an edge weld there. It's going okay. It's going okay. I did get the flange welded on the start of the hood stack, so everything's going well. Link for Weld Metals Online will be in the description. You guys can use Chad10 for 10% off your purchase. Everything will be in the description if you guys want to order some stuff from Weld Metals. A couple other things I want to go on and show you. If you guys are doing a swap, one thing I forgot to do when I first put the starter in was take out the spacer. You will not need your spacer, and therefore you will have to get shorter bolts. This is right around 5/8 of an inch thick spacer, so you will have to get 5/8 shorter bolts. I ordered mine from the dealer because I wanted OE starter bolts, and they will be here probably tomorrow sometime. I will tell you they're pretty salty from the dealer. They're 13 bucks a piece, and you need 3 of them. So this will be going to Josh South down there that did the deal with me as far as trading everything, and also I'm going to be sending him my bolts too. So don't forget, if you're going to do this swap from the 56 to an automatic, you will need to take your spacer out and have shorter bolts. You guys are probably wondering how I started it then, because I put little shims in there, I spaced it out so the starter would get tight, and I was able to use those bolts right at that point in time. So transmission mount, went ahead and picked up a transmission mount. These are identical for a standard transmission or an automatic transmission, so we're good to go there. Put that on the transmission, and that will probably be one of the next things that's going in. I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff in the engine, and then after that, transmission will be going in as soon as we can get to it. As far as the AC system, one of you guys made comments about instead of buying that delete pulley to buy a new belt. 100% right. I forgot all about that you have the ability to have a belt on there without AC, because if you look at your top core support for your radiator, there is a diagram that shows you how to route your belt with or without AC. So I went over and saw the boys at O'Reilly, and they hooked me up with a belt for without AC. So that's the Gates number right there if you guys are going to do an AC delete. Which I'm not planning on doing an AC delete, but this was 33 bucks and the delete pulley was 55 bucks. So for the time being, $33 is a hell of a lot better to me. So, and it still is a Gates belt. One other dilemma that I have is we talked about easy peasy as far as changing the sensors out for your 4-wheel drive actuator on the transfer case itself. Well, unbeknownst to me, they're a different size thread. I did not know that, so I'm going to have to figure that out, how this works is. I'm pretty certain you have vacuum lines coming in. When you put it in 4-wheel drive, it depresses that ball. It allows the vacuum to go what's stationary here, out and up to the front axle. to move that little fork back and forth on your front axle. My truck is not equipped with that. I've got Dana 80 rear, Dana 60 front, so 70 front. One of the two, Dana 60 or Dana 70 front. I do not have that little spoon that activates that front axle. So I do not need this style actuator switch. I need just an electric actuator switch. So I'm kind of struggling with the fact of what I'm going to do there. I don't really know yet how I'm going to alleviate that situation as far as just trying to find another T-case, just a shell, replace that shell and kind of be done there. So there's just a few things I wanted to go over with you guys tonight, let you know why I have not uploaded in a while. I was going pretty good, pretty strong there, but got the wind taken out of my sails with sciatic nerve. So other than that, I think that's pretty much all I have. You guys check out Weld Metals online for the prime weld, and if you want to practice some welding, you can pick up their coupons too. Everything's in the description. If you guys want to pick that stuff up, you're more than welcome. At least check him out. He's got an awesome website, and he also has a YouTube channel, and he does some pretty kick-ass work on his channel. So with that being said, guys, if you don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll talk to you guys later on.